Wanderer sits in a jail cell. He is back in Idaho, accused of killing young Michael Vaughn.
You're pure evil. You have no heart. You have no soul.
Wanderer is accused of murdering her then 5-year-old son in 2021. Would you think you'll ever get the answer as to why?
No, because there is no answer to why. Why would somebody hurt an innocent little boy? What answer could you give? What answer could you possibly give? How scared was he? Did he ask for me? Did he ask for Tyler?
Stacey Wanderer has been charged with first-degree murder and second-degree kidnapping and destruction of evidence.
Michael Monkey Vaughn went missing from his Fruitland neighborhood on July 27, 2021.
This is a criminal investigation.
Now, more than 4 years later, in newly unsealed court documents, Fruitland police named 4 people they believed are involved in Michael's murder. Those 4 names are ones we've heard before.
This is Sarah Wanderer. This is Sarah's husband, Stacey Wanderer. This is Brandi Shurtliff, Adrian Lucien.
As for what these 4 people have in common, they were all staying at the Wanderer's home when Michael disappeared in 2021. That's just half a mile from Michael's home where he was last seen. In the PCA, police pointed to video evidence they say showing Shurtliff walking around the neighborhood. They say Shurtliff helped move Michael's body in a duffel bag temporarily to his mom's home in Kuna before standing guard as they buried him in the Wanderer's Fruitland backyard. Stacey Wanderer told police the 4 hoped to sell Michael for $10,000 each. He says the idea came from Adrian Lucien. Idaho News 6 is now learning Lucien was arrested and released in Indiana in October for a traffic-related misdemeanor. Sarah Wanderer is currently serving time in the Idaho State Prison System for unrelated charges. She's eligible for parole in early 2026.
Karen, is there any connection between the Vaughn family and the home where police had been searching?
No, we've heard this more than once from the family representatives and from the police department that there is no connection between the Vaughn family and the home where this search took place.
As you know, from the time Michael went missing, this has been an all-hands-on-deck investigation, and it remains very active and an ongoing investigation. You can't take one of our most precious citizens from us and ever expect us to stop. During the course of this investigation to date, we received credible information that the remains of Michael Vaughn could be found in the backyard at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland. As a result, the Fruitland Police Department obtained a search warrant for the residence along with the front and backyards. That search warrant was served on November 11th. It was a Friday. We served that late in the evening. Upon entry, officers encountered Sarah Wanderer, one of the known occupants of the home, and Sarah was subsequently arrested based on probable cause that she had knowledge of Michael's death and failed to report that death to law enforcement. The following day, the Fruitland Police Department, joined by the Idaho State Police, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, the Fruitland Fire Department, and the Fruitland Public Works Department, began a very methodical excavation of the backyard of the Wanderer's home. During that excavation process, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, Mountain States detection dogs deployed multiple certified human remains detection dogs on the property, all of them alerting to the presence of human remains. Ground penetrating radar was also used and deployed, detecting anomalies in the backyard. We completed the excavation of the entire backyard and removed over 250 yards of dirt. Prior to backfilling the yard, the dirt was meticulously sifted for any potential human remains. We did not find Michael's remains. Although the remains of Michael Vaughn were not recovered, we strongly believe, based on evidence, that Michael was abducted and is deceased, and that his remains were buried and later moved from the property. As of today, the whereabouts of his remains are unknown. However, the investigation is active, fluid, and ongoing. Once the excavation was complete, we conducted a thorough search of the Wanderer's residence. The search was productive, and additional investigative evidence was recovered and is currently being processed.
An hour's worth of body camera footage showing Stacey Wanderer FaceTiming with detectives and directing to where Monkey's body was buried in his backyard.
It's like right under that mound area.
It's right under the mound, about where at compared to the trees?
A little like right to the right of the trees area. It should be, it should be a garbage bag.
Okay, what color is the garbage bag?
It would either be white or black. We only have two colors.
Is the duct tape still going to be over his mouth?
It should be.
Okay.
I didn't watch take them off.
Okay.
So you should have everything intact as it was.
He claims he watched the burial happen.
Okay. How far down is Michael?
I don't know how far she actually dug.
And the she he's referring to, that's his wife Sarah, another suspect in the case. Stacy says Adrian, a third suspect, was also there for the burial.
Out of 300 homes, police say canines tracked Michael's scent to the home where Stacy, his wife Sarah, and their two roommates Brandi Shurtliff and Adrian Lucien lived.
As Joe mentioned, a newly released probable cause affidavit filed in June lays out the interviews following Michael's disappearance. Again, during these initial searches, police say canines tracked Michael's scent to the fence line of the home where Stacy Wandra, his wife Sarah, and their two roommates, Brandi Shurtliff and Adrian Lucien, lived. All four of those individuals have been named people of interest in Michael's disappearance. One of Michael's neighbors told police they saw Michael riding a bike outside of the Wandra's home the day that he disappeared. Another neighbor said they saw that same tricycle at the Wandra's home during a garage sale months before Michael disappeared. The Wandra's initially denied any involvement, but then in November of 2022, Stacy asked to meet with investigators. The PCA states Stacy claims he was home the night Michael was allegedly abducted and saw Sarah carrying Michael into the house. Stacy allegedly told police it was Adrian's idea to take a child to sell for money, and they would get a $10,000 cut. Stacy claims Sarah told everyone to, quote, follow her lead. Stacy told investigators they took him to Brandon's mother's home in Kuna that night, where they left Michael overnight. Stacy claims the other three returned to Brandon's mom's house the next day and brought Michael back to the Wanderers' home in Fruitland. Stacy told police Michael was not alive, and Sarah and Adrian buried him in the Wanderers' backyard. 2 days after Stacy's interview with police, they executed a search warrant and excavated the Wanderers' backyard. The affidavit says cadaver dogs alerted to the same area where Stacy told detectives Michael's body was buried, but to this day, Michael has not been found.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's March 22nd, 2026. Welcome into Missing PNW Crimes Revisited. My name is Samantha. Good to see you all here. Thank you all for coming, supporting the Vaughn family, supporting Michael Vaughn, and being a part of Monkey's Army. Let's just check out who's here. Hello, Chuck Anderson's daughter. Good to see you. Mama B is here. Hair Curlers in Crime, thank you so much for coming in to see everybody. Amy Goodrich, Country Cuz, Chocolate Covered Pickle, Sleuth Fairy. Let's see. Minky is here. Thank you guys all for coming in. Yankee Kyle, Missing Persons Around the World. Thank you, Sarah, for coming in. Karen 777 is here. Good evening to you also. Let me just see who else is here. Callie Dime is here. Beautiful moderators are all here. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you so much. Summer's Army. We've got Kits 916B. Good to have you. Under Your Scars is here. Summers Army. Let's see. Olive Eve Stanton, thank you for coming in. Buckeye Mama is here. Good to see you, love. Purple is in the house somewhere. I saw her earlier. Katie here. Opal is here, leaving us another beautiful message. There is a reason it's called Monkey's Army, strength in numbers and passion in abundance. We are Monkey's Army, and we will never stop fighting for justice and supporting the Vaughn family. We are here until all suspects have been arrested and charged. Brandi I is in the house. Thank you so much for coming in, love. Beautiful message from beautiful Opal. In case nobody told you today, you're loved, you're needed, you're alive for a reason, you're stronger than you think. You're going to get through this. Don't give up. You matter. Always such beautiful, beautiful messages from Opal. We appreciate you so much for all of your beautiful, beautiful words when you come into chat. And thank you so much for sending me that wonderful little video of Michael. He looked so alive and so happy. And Mama said she could smell the air. She could feel the wind blow. Just a really beautiful picture turned into a video. It's my most favorite picture of monkeys. So it just really touched me, Opal. Thank you so much for sending that to me today. Brandi says, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm listening while finishing up dinner. I hope everyone has had a lovely start of the weekend. I did. That sun you sent me finally came. It was so nice. Me and my husband went out today. We had lunch. We went and done some thrift shopping. Got myself a really cute pair of new pink sandals. Oh my gosh, pink is my favorite color. Hey, Karen Kira Munns is in the house. There you are, Purple. Thank you so much for coming in, hun. Just really appreciate everybody being here and being a part of Monkey's Army. Please share Michael's beautiful face, his beautiful smile. So we're here to talk about today is Michael Joseph Vaughn's case. If anybody has any information about Stacy Wandra, Sarah Wandra, Adrian Lucien, or Brandon Shurtliff, the abduction and murder of Michael Vaughn from July 27, 2021, please call Fruitland Police Tip Line 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. We really do need as many tips as we can get, so it's really important to call that in. There have been 4 named suspects for quite a while of Michael's case. Their names, again, Stacy Wandra, Sarah Wandra, Adrian Lucien, and Brandon Shurtliff. Stacy Wandra is going to trial. He will be going to district court to plead guilty or not guilty. Maybe if he knows where Michael is, he'll take a plea deal and give up Michael's location, since Michael was buried in the Wandra's backyard and then later moved. Sarah Wandra will also face charges October of 2026. She knows that that is coming. She isn't happy about it. She's not happy that she's been thrown under the bus, that she's the one to blame for everything. Stacy Wandra says that Sarah Wandra came in with Michael Vaughn into their house on July 27th of 2021. Michael Vaughn just wandered away from the house to go find friends to play with, and these 4 monsters just happened to have been planning to abduct a child that day. It's just really disturbing. And now we're dealing with one of these suspects, Brandon Shurtliff, who wants to keep trying to scare Brandi Vaughn, trying to scare me, making threats to sue Brandi, me now. Originally, I wasn't even in there, but now I am. Fruitland Police Department, Stacy Wandra. And we all know these lawsuits, I guess. I mean, it sounds just like Stacey Wandra threatening to sue people. It's ridiculous. The threats, again, started again last night after I shut down the live. I had well over 100 and something comments, almost 50 from Brandon alone. Just very disturbing. You know, a suspect in Michael Vaughn's case wants to start harassing Brandi Vaughn on her Facebook, and then to come in and say all of the things that he's been saying over the last few days, you know, to me as a creator here on YouTube. Although I know I'm pissing him off, which is okay with me, it's just still really strange, everything that he's been saying. So we're going to go over everything he was saying last night. And again, you know, Adrian Lucien, also a lot like Brandon, just saying that he was just set up in all of this, even though we know that he has been a part of Ladies of the Night and putting young ladies out there on the streets to make money. Actually showed messages here by a young lady that he tried in the summer of 2021 there in Fruitland, not only to use her profile picture, but also wanted to get her into some kind of Ladies of the Night thing. Of course, she said no, thank God, because Lord knows what else could have happened to her had she even hooked up with Adrian and done anything like that. The deflection is real with all four suspects. All four suspects lied, but we learned at the preliminary hearing, at Stacey's preliminary hearing, that that is what they all got together and planned, was to convince everybody that they had nothing to do with Michael Vaughn's abduction. We know that there have been phone calls between Stacey Wandra and Brandon Shurtliff to, you know, make sure that they could come up and create a good alibi, which is what the trip to Cuna was for after Michael Vaughn was abducted and put into the bed of the truck and taken to Cuna. So they could just tell everybody, you know, we went to Cuna to tow back my car. And they did tow back a car. They created an alibi. But we also know that Tina Marill, Brandon Shurtliff's mom, has told detectives that Brandon Shurtliff is also verifying his stories with Sarah Wandra before contacting and going to see Fruitland police. Yet he wants to now blame the Vaughn family for their son's abduction. And that in itself is disturbing, because how can you harass a family who has lost Michael Vaughn and then accuse them just because they can't handle the fact that they have been accused themselves of Michael Vaughn's abduction and murder? And once again, I'm just asking Monkey's Army, please share, whether it's a flyer or a news article. And you know, you guys can also share, especially if you're there in Fruitland or in the surrounding areas, the news clips that have came out about all of Michael Vaughn's banners, flyers, yard signs coming up missing. Because I was told by somebody to go look into the Fruitland Police Department's original statement that they made on Facebook. There were several people in there saying, yeah, I noticed the ones that were over here. I noticed the ones that were over there. I noticed this and this. So they're not just missing from Brandi Vaughn's neighborhood. They're missing from all over. Like this person that drives this GMC Acadia has been traveling around taking all kinds of them down. Of course, we know the people come into Facebook stuff and they can just say those things, but that is what is being said in the Fruitland Police Department's Facebook. I even saw other comments in there saying that they thought it could have been one of the women that was at Stacey Wandra's preliminary hearing. I don't know what women they're talking about, but there's just a bunch of stuff if you guys wanted to go over there and check it out. Again, if anybody has any tips about Michael Vaughn's abduction, please call the Fruitland tip line 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. And since we are talking about all of the banners and stuff missing that have been there for over 4 years, I wanted to show some more news clips that I found that are different than the ones that I showed last night. In case anybody new is here, Brandi I had to go out and replace yard signs and banners and stuff that were up 8th Street going into their neighborhood, which divides the two subdivisions. The Vaughns live in one subdivision, the Wandras lived in another, and then down Whitley and by the freeway. And now I'm seeing in the Facebook group for Fruitland Police Department that it sounds like they are taking more down. And so I just really want to share everything because these people need to be found. So very disturbing to know that somebody would want to take these down. What reason would they have to do that? And I feel like it's a personal attack on the Vaughn family because somebody that would just go out and do some vandalism would go out and maybe vandalize one thing, but they're all being taken down. Let me just play this clip right here.
Someone reportedly removed signs about missing Michael Monkey Vaughn, and now Fruitland Police needs your help finding whoever is responsible. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us on the News at 4. I'm John Webb. Officers say the person also damaged another sign before leaving. It happened Monday afternoon around 1:30. This is in the 700 block of Whitley Court. These are pictures of the suspect's car. It appears to be a white GMC Acadia. The suspect is described as a woman with sandy blonde hair, wearing black pants and a red coat. If you know who this woman is or saw this happen, call the Fruitland Police Department with the number on your screen. Coming up in our next half hour, you'll hear from Michael's mother.
That's just one of them. I'm going to just put up a few here. Just really disturbing.
To anyone who is hiding information, threatening my family, stealing our property, defaming and slandering our family, you will be dealt with accordingly. Brandi Vaughn posting this today on social media as Fruitland Police ask if you know the woman stealing and damaging Michael Vaughn's signs and banners. Brandi's little boy who went missing from outside his home in July 2021. A neighbor accused of his murder appears for arraignment in Payette County Court April 15th. Police say the woman with sandy blonde hair was wearing black pants and a red coat, driving a white GMC Acadia. If you think you know who she...
I watched this earlier and I did not see that. This has a different picture of the woman. Hold on a second. Let's just rewind that. Yep, there is a picture of a woman right there. It is not very clear. I did not see that earlier.
Red coat, driving a white GMC Acadia. If you think you know who she is, or you've got recordings of the vandalism happening, call Fruitland Police.
I did not notice that they had a close-up put out Very interesting. License plate, I don't know if they have the license plate. I would think that if they had the license plate, they've already looked up who it was registered to, and we would have already heard other news that they found who was driving that vehicle. One more here to share.
Fruitland police are asking for your help as they investigate a report of stolen and vandalized signs in the case of missing child Michael Vaughn. Police say the incident happened around 1:30 on Monday afternoon on Whitley Court in Fruitland. The department sharing these photos of what they say is the suspect's vehicle, which appears to be a GMC Acadia. The suspect herself is a woman with sandy blonde hair. If you have any information, call police. Michael's mother, Brandi I telling Idaho News 6, quote, "These monsters will not intimidate me. Taking these signs will fuel me even more," adding that she will not stop until Michael is found. As we reported, just one man, Stacey Wandra, is charged with murder in the case, but Michael's body was never found. In 2022, police identified 4 suspects, including Wandra's ex-wife, Sarah, in a jailhouse video call played in court earlier this month. Wandra told his mother Sarah was the one who accidentally killed Michael in 2021. Stacey Wandra will stand trial for charges of murder, kidnapping, and destruction of evidence. He is expected back in court April 15th. You can read our complete coverage online on idahonews6.com. Fruitland.
It is very extremely vile. Who takes down signs of, an abducted child? I mean, some may know and have heard that Michael Vaughn is no longer with us, but still that information about him for people to call in tips and everything else. Thank you, McSporn, for coming in. It's just really disturbing, and I just have no words for it, because whoever has done this will get caught. It's inevitable. The community has come together for the Vaughn family for a long time now, and I'm sure footage is being turned in and everything else. The person who did this should just turn themselves in. Like I said, I believe it's inevitable. I believe that by the end of the weekend, if not the first of the week, that we'll be hearing exactly who it was. I do too, Summer's Army. I feel so bad for Brandi and the family. They have been going through so much. That's one of the reasons why it's just so disturbing, because there has now been just a lot of drama. The preliminary hearing, the Vaughn family listening to details about what happened to Michael. Then you have signs being stolen, and now you have Brandon, and you have creators that want to slander them also. It's been a lot. It has been a lot. I do want to remind Brandon Shurtliff, though, who the suspects are. This is an article from back in 2022 that I want to share with everybody. I mean, persons of interest and suspects are the same thing. And this video also talks about Michael's body being in the backyard. So I want to play this clip, and I'm probably going to pause it a couple of times at some key points so that we can talk about it. It's this one.
After several weeks of digging up the backyard of a home in Fruitland, police said today during a news conference they did not find Michael "Monkey" Vaughn's remains. Vaughn was 5 years old when he went missing from his Fruitland neighborhood in July of 2021. The backyard of the house crews dug up is just a short distance away from the Vaughn family home. News Channel 7's Abby Davis was at the news conference today. Abby, police also released the names of 2 more people they think have information about Michael's disappearance.
Doug, that's right. Now there are 4 people connected to Michael's disappearance. All 4 of those people lived at or were visiting the house on Red Wing Street when Michael was abducted. The police department and Fruitland community members want justice.
As a mom, I get angry.
One mom to another, friend Brooke Curtis knows the Vaughn family needs answers.
Once they get closure and they begin that healing process, so can the community.
But healing is a long way off as the search for Michael Monkey Vaughn continues. After a seemingly big break in the case in November, questions remain.
During the course of this investigation to date, we received credible information that the remains of Michael Vaughn could be found in the backyard at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland.
Police excavated the entire backyard and searched the inside of the house.
Although the remains of Michael Vaughn were not recovered, we strongly believe, based on evidence, that Michael was abducted and is deceased, and that his
Based on evidence. They believe, based on evidence, that Michael was in that backyard and is now deceased. And Brandon, we know, you know where Michael is.
His remains were buried and later moved from the property.
The question is where?
It's hard, you hurt for this family.
You can't take one of our most precious citizens from us and ever expect us to stop.
Last month, police arrested Sarah Wandra for failing to report a death. She lived in the house on Red Wing Street with her husband, Stacy Wandra, who is currently being held in the Washington County Jail on unrelated charges. Thursday, Huff released the names of 2 more people they believe have information about Michael's abduction. He says Adrian Lucien visited the house and Brandon Shurtliff lived there for a while.
And Brandon Shurtliff. This is when it all started for you, Brandon. This is where it all started for you. This is when you were named a suspect. You say this all started because of Fruitland Police Department in your messages last night, but that's not true. This all started because you, Adrian, Sarah, and Stacy made a plan to kidnap a child. That's why it all started. You can't blame everybody else for what you did.
At the time of Michael's disappearance.
We also believe that there are others associated with the Wandras, Shurtliff, and Lucien, who may have knowledge of Michael's abduction when we finally reach the conclusion of this investigation. And I can assure you that we will. All of those who have knowledge of Michael's disappearance and have failed to report or hindered our investigation will be pursued.
Curtis says
Anybody that's hindered the investigation, anybody that has knowledge and has not reported it, they're coming after you. Nobody can take Michael and think that Fruitland is not going to do something about it, that the Vaughn family isn't going to do something about it. Everyone is going to keep coming at the 4 suspects and anybody else with knowledge until Michael gets the justice that he deserves. And until everyone responsible is behind bars.
disappearance forever changed the Fruitland community.
Our kids are still not allowed to leave where we can see them, and one of the dogs has to be out there with them.
But she's hopeful Michael will come home, one way or another.
I think when you have a community like this, and you have a law enforcement agency like Fruitland, who has honestly floored me with their complete commitment to this case, when you have them saying, we're not going to quit, we're going to get to the bottom and we're going to get all the answers, I think as a community, we rally around them. We let them do their job, and we really, we fight for answers as well.
After Sarah Wandra's mental evaluation, a judge ruled she is mentally unfit to help in her own defense, and she's currently receiving treatment. Her next hearing is later this month. Huff said he believes Wandra will remain in custody, Sarah Wandra that is, and he also said he believes there is enough information to charge Sarah Wandra as well. Crews will also search the neighbor's house, Doug, with ground-penetrating radar tomorrow. The owners of the house gave permission to do that.
Ground penetrating radar. That was new to me. When I found this news clip, I didn't know that they used it. So that was very interesting to find out. I have lots of people ask me whether or not they used it in the Wanderer's backyard. So yes, there is an answer to this question that's constantly asked. There was ground penetrating radar used.
And Abby, do they plan to search anywhere else?
Huff said they do believe that they will end up searching other areas, but he didn't really give any specifics.
All right, and we'll continue to follow it and wait to hear what they say about that.
Baby kisses, thank you for coming in, hon. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Does anyone know how long Sarah's and Stacy lived there before Brandon and Adrian arrived? I know that Carson Starkey said he only knew them for about a year, but I am not sure when they moved in. Hello, Past. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Anna, thank you so much for coming in. Brandon and Adrian have not officially been charged yet. Prosecutors are probably putting together the strongest case as possible. Brandon should tell what he knows and ask for immunity. Yes, he should, but he's already turned down a plea deal before when law enforcement went all the way to Montana to find him, to find out that he had already skipped town after the live that he did with me, because he realized he messed up big time with his slips. So, yeah, let's just hop right into these messages. A lot of people were messaging with Brandon. A lot of these messages, though, were directed either directly towards me or directly towards Brandi. So all these messages really have more to do with my conversations with Brandon and Brandi's conversations with Brandon. And I kind of stepped back a little bit because Brandon seemed to want to talk to Brandi. Matter of fact, I have a link pinned up at the top, Brandon, if you're listening. If you would like to come in and talk, I mean, even if you're pissed off and want to rage out or yell and scream, I don't care. Grab the link. You know how to come in. I'll keep an eye for you if you want to come up and say anything. You seem to have a lot to say, and my platform is open to you anytime. You know my phone number. You know how to reach me on Facebook. So if you want to have a conversation, reach out to me. False ally is going to sue. Yeah. So Ivy's mom, thank you for coming in. She says, hey, Brandon, you're getting them silver bracelets and chains in the Hotel California where you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. I like that. Sorry, I'm late, Diana. We are just getting started on the messages. These are messages sent to me and some to Brandi last night after my live. These are kind of in order. I tried to keep them in order as much as possible, but we are going to start off with a Facebook message that was directed to many people, but on, again, Brandi Vaughn's Facebook page. Very strange and unusual, Brandon. Why are you coming into Brandi's Facebook? Why do you even want to be there? Why are you harassing her? She's going to be able to take these messages and take them to court. So keep doing what you're doing. You are a suspect in Michael Vaughn's abduction, and you are harassing his mother. It's really, really sickening. She tags Brandon Ziegler, Brandon Shurtliff. I have never threatened your family. I have never threatened you. The only one that has made threats is you. Where is Michael, Brandon? You're scared. You're slithering into every corner, but you can't hide, can you? Where is Michael Joseph Vaughn, Brandon? You're really starting to irritate me. You know that? I have never encountered such a vile, self-serving, sadistic idiot. Give me back my son now. And you know damn right you will answer in court of law. That's a promise. Playing with fire? Is that a threat? I'm taking that as is. Taking that one as is. And that's her response to this very long message that he leaves on her Facebook yesterday. After the Vaughn family made death threats to our dear friend and family member, Brandon Shurtliff, here he goes, talking in like third, fourth person. You will see tonight just how much he does that. Who has been under attack by the Vaughns for years on false allegations or accusations. Why, you ask? Because Brandon Shurtliff was the man that stopped what he was doing out of his busy day to help look for her beloved son, which Stacy says he kidnapped, which he did not. So he's saying here that Stacy is saying Brandon kidnapped, which he did not, because he's still talking in third person. But I guess he, stopped doing everything he was doing during his busy day to help look for Michael Vaughn. Then, turns around and goes by the Vaughn's house to watch Brandi Vaughn cry. Okay. Brandon says living proof, case closed. Thank you and good day. I pray you find your son alive and well. Tyler and Brandi. Hope this helps. Don't you dare ever threaten me or any of my family again. Thank you. You are causing innocent lives to be placed risk because of your lies. Hashtag Samantha will be sued. Brandi will be sued. Fruitland Police Department will be sued. Simply because you are accusing innocent lives. It is wrong, and you are walking on dangerous grounds, playing with fire, so to speak. So there he is, pretty much really just making threats. The fact that he talks about how he took the time out of his day to go look for Michael Vaughn. He already knew where Michael Vaughn was. Michael Vaughn was in Cuna because Brandon took him there with Sarah and Stacy. This is disgusting. How dare you go over to her Facebook and say this stuff? How dare you capitalize? I hope and pray you find your son alive when you know damn well he's not, because you were there when you and Sarah and Adrian discovered that Michael Vaughn had passed. You know it. Adrian knows it. Sarah knows it. Stacy knows it. Stacy's talking about it. Is it really true now that Stacy is more of a man than you? Really? Really, Brandon? Your lawsuit is laughable. Do you really think that you're going to be able to take us all to court without talking about Michael? You know you're not going to be able to take us all to court without talking about Michael, right? Because you don't want to talk about him. You're trying to deflect about everything that you have done. Do you know how bad you're hurting Brandi and Tyler coming into their Facebook and making them relive all of this? Upsetting them, making them angry, making them sad, making them cry, making them want to scream and yell because they're so pissed off because you're trying to say that Michael Vaughn is alive. Because you got idiots whispering in your ear telling you that he's alive. How? Wow. Just wow. And then for you to go out and start posting about it or even blaming the Vaughn family, it is so, so gross. Thank you so, so much for the super sticker baby kisses. I really do appreciate that. It just makes me so angry and frustrated because I love the Vaughn family, and now this, like they haven't gone through enough lately, and here you are, gotta add the cherry to the top in a very frustrating, disgusting way. Hope he sues. All of the evidence will come out in court. BS doesn't know what he is up against. Fruitland police will be ready for BS. Oh, lawyer fees. You need money to sue. Ask Stacy. And it's true. And his mom's going to have to pay for an attorney because he's talking about how he can't even get a job because everybody's bullying him. Oh, wham, poor little Brandon. Poor Brandon. Play the victim. The only victims here are Michael Vaughn and his family. This is disgusting. We all wish it were true. When he was going to explain why he was out searching for Monkey before he was abducted, he can't even keep his lies straight. Math is bad. It is. And I think he's on it right now, really. Zane Lilly says it's laughable. Hold on one second, I lost you. Chat's rolling through. It's laughable, and he's threatening to sue when he can't even maintain probation. Right? My beautiful moderator, I don't see you enough. I love you, girl. She's been taking care of my Facebook group for Kyron since all of this stuff started. She tells me all the time when I tell her I feel so bad I haven't been working on Kyron very much because so much has been going on with Michael Vaughn, and she tells me, don't you dare feel bad. She knows, we're doing this for all the right reasons, and I just appreciate you so much for all the work you're doing and have always done. I know you love Precious Kyron, and she's been following a lot with the Michael Vaughn stuff here too, so I just love you, girl. Brandi says, it's okay, Brandon. I understand you're scared. You should be. I warned you for years. I told you this was going to happen, and you didn't listen. No. He hasn't listened one bit. We all knew he was going to get thrown under the bus. Brendan, contact Chris Madonna. He can handle whatever you got to say. That's a good, yeah, contact Chris. Look what playing the victim card did for Stacy, Brad Ziegler. His Facebook was deleted sometime yesterday evening, but then I got blocked here on YouTube last night and then unblocked sometime this morning because I didn't go bed till late in the AM, and Brandon Shurtliff was still making comments come 5-6 o'clock this morning my time. So he was up. He was making these comments throughout my entire life and all night long. It's sadistic. Until Michael's location is given, I am sure Brandon heard one of the other three said, right, Brandon? Although you were there, in my opinion, they threw you under the bus already. Exactly, Rach. Thank you so much for being here. Just looking through chat. Nerd Girl says, Brandon, you are vile. Friends brought this upon yourself and your families. How dare you blame the Bonds? You POS, in my opinion. It's everybody's opinion. He needs to man up and do the right thing. Apology on here, apologizing how it went down, that he wished that it didn't happen the way that it was. Admitting, yep, he was admitting it right here on Missing PNW. All right, I am going to go ahead and keep going through the rest of this. We've got a lot to go through. Brandi does say he ran away like a scared little pissant that he is. Brandon, do you remember when I asked you way back, where's Michael? Brandon, Buggy wants to know, is he safe? She knows you're a monster. Thank you, ICU, for coming in. So glad to see you. Idaho Sunrise, who are you protecting, Brad? Because nobody is going to protect you. Better protect yourself by giving Michael back. Brandi wants to kick you in the face, and when she's 18, if she wants to, that's her prerogative. Blue's going to be 20. She definitely has a few choice words. Hold on a second, I lost you. She'll be in court as well. You remember Blue, Brandon, the one that read you her essay, the one that you agreed to listen to, the one that got you all emotional to the point where you started fumbling your words so bad afterwards? Yeah. Brad Ziegler, a.k.a. Brandon Shurtliff, a.k.a. all galactic universal personalities. Yeah, better all get some smarts before any deals are possible, and they toss away the key. Brandon, I'm going to let you keep watching chat, watching everything everybody's saying to you while I move forward reading these messages. This one was in the comment sections last night. He says, oh yes, and P.S. Dear Vons, it's nice to finally hear your voices. We look forward to meeting you all the proper way someday with a handshake, in person, face to face. He admires that about people. Here he is, talking in third person. And Mr. B. Shirts would love to meet y'all for the very first time, live and in person one day, and get this all straightened out. He also says to send his deepest, sincerest regards. He wants to look out for y'all's safety as well as the safety of others. He is not targeting you, but feels as if many are targeting him because of a Pinocchio story, so to speak. Much love and sweet dreams, folks. Good night, world. I don't even know how to break this down, you guys. I mean, this whole third person thing is just kind of whacked. This is just crazy talk. Can't wait to meet you face to face and shake your hand. Talking in third person, calling himself B-shirts. Wow. Just wow. He's not targeting you, but he feels like if many are targeting him. You are the suspect in Michael Vaughn's abduction. Don't know how many times you have to be told that. Where's the duffel bag? Where's Michael? Brandi replies to this. Is that your mama talking, or is it one of your monster sympathizers? I'm never going to rest until I have Michael. You know where he is. You know you keep lying. Guarantee there will be no handshake, but I will see you behind bars. I'm just so sorry you're having to even deal with this, Brandi. Honestly, on top of everything else you're dealing with, and then all this BS. Brad Ziegler, Brandon, lawyers advise. Stand by. I said, I'll send everything to them. Tell me where to send it. Brandon says, Brandon cannot get a job right now because of this nonstop harassment to provide for his own family. You're providing for your family? Do you even see your daughter? Your mama's paying for your attorney and pays for everything for you because you can't find a job. Poor Brandon can't find a job because of the nonstop harassment. What are you doing in my comment section? Harassing me, harassing Brandi. You're over there on her Facebook harassing her, but nobody can do that to you? And you're going to sue us because we're harassing? Maybe I should go down and find me an attorney and sue you for harassment. You should think about that. You can't play victim about being harassed and then turn around and harass other people. Brandi says, have you thought 1 second what you have done to our family at all? The best thing you can do is stay as far away from any child possible, including your own, Brandon. Brandon says Vaughns make threats on their people's family, on other people's family, of death and violence continually, and start false rumors. Who's starting rumors, Brandon? We only talk facts here on Missing PNW. That's why I really hope you're suing me so that I can go to court. I have my receipts. And the Vaughn family here aren't making any threats to anybody or their families. We may talk about the fact that we feel like Tina Mariel knows more than she's saying, but that's not threatening her. We may say things like, Tina, it's time to talk. It's time for you to stop wiping your son's butt. Get him off the tit. Do the right thing and make your son do the right thing. But none of that is threats, Brandon. It's all true. And she's already thrown you under the bus too, by telling law enforcement that you had to verify your story before going and talking to police. Your mother said that. Take that up with her. And then Brandon says, who started all of this again? Fruitland PD? You and Sarah, Stacy, and Adrian started all this when you took Michael. Brandon. Fruitland police didn't start anything. They did their jobs. They did an investigation. And you, Sarah, Adrian, and Stacy were the ones Fruitland wanted to talk to. You were the 4 that have been named suspects. Brandon says, thanks. Our tax dollars at work instead of building new roads. Way to go, Idaho. Oh, Brandi says maybe you can work for the state on those roads. Pay back those tax dollars that you caused everyone. I am sure they are all glad to get a monster like you off the streets any day. Yeah, go put on a jumpsuit. Go work the roads. Go get in trouble again with your probation so you can just start cleaning up those Idaho streets, Brandon. Tax dollars. Do you know how many tax dollars have already been spent in Stacy Wandra's case since he had to have court-appointed attorneys, which I'm sure you'll end up having to have, especially if you're doing lawsuits and spending all of your mom's money to do that. You should really think about that, because that's kind of sad that you would use all of her money to sue us all. Because then she ain't going to have no money to pay for you an attorney when you get arrested for the abduction and murder of Michael Vaughn. Then what are you going to do? And then said, who was out with search and rescue that night? You're talking about the night that Michael Vaughn was abducted, right? Because you damn sure weren't out with search and rescue looking for Michael Vaughn. You went up to get some drinks from the store and came back and drove down 9th Street and wanted to know what was going on in the neighborhood and what you could hear, and sat and watched Brandi Vaughn cry when in her stomach told her that her son had been abducted. Immediately she knew. And that's pretty much what I told him here. Not you. You watched Brandi crying, remember? Why did you drive by their house? And then Brandi says, you were cool as a cucumber when you guys came back, weren't you? You thought you were in the clear. You panicked. Where did you put him? Brandon, where is Michael? I know you want to tell me. And you act like you want to tell Brandi Vaughn where Michael is. What are you scared of? It's not scary admitting to doing something wrong. Yeah, it's bad. And yeah, you're not just going to get a slap on the wrist like you're used to getting from your mom. You're going to have to go do some time. But it's a lot better than spending all of your life in prison and possibly getting the DP, right, Brandon? Then Brandon says, could it have been Mr. B. Shurtliff? For hours. Could it have been Mr. B. Shurtliff for hours of free unpaid time? And now this in return, thank you, dear friends. You guys, I don't even know what to say about that, okay? I'm so damn confused. What the hell is he even talking about? What does any of that mean? Why does he keep talking in third person? Brandi says the only thing you were doing was trying to find information. The only thing you were concerned for that night was your hide. That's why you guys came and created an alibi to go to Cuna and tow your car back. That's all you were worried about after you panicked. Brandi, you were so strong. You were so friggin' strong. And I know you said it does feel good to confront him. I'm just still so sorry that you're having to deal with Brandon. This, to me, is just not okay. Another life on the front lines for those willing to go to battle for such ungrateful people. My God, sickening to say the least. And the only person here that's sickening, Brandon, is you. These bees are going to mess me up, y'all. I do this all the time when I'm talking about Brandon and Brandi. Ugh, I hate that. I'm sorry. For those willing to go to battle for such ungrateful people. Are you going to go to battle with your swords? Isn't that what you said? Like sword fight last night when I was reading other messages? How could you even say something like that? Brandi says. My word, were you sheltered? Are you okay? Are you okay, Brandon? Are you sleeping all right? How's those nightmares sleeping at your mom's house? You tell us. I said, tell you what? Brandi says, yes, tell us, please. Tell us where Michael Joseph Vaughn is. Did he bite you? Did he kick you? I hope he did. Did he scratch you, I wonder? Brandon, did Michael put up a fight? We already know that he was squirming and wiggling around when Sarah was trying to hold him. I can't imagine that he didn't stop trying to fight all of you as you put him in that duffel bag. Do you dream about that? How many times a day do you think about what you did? Or are you such a psychopath that you don't even think about it? Or is that why you do your rugs and drink all the time? To try to ease all that pain? Because I tell you what, that's what Brandi ended up doing when her baby was gone. That's why she had to go get her liver transplant. Because that's what you did to her. was the only way that she could try to get rid of any of the pain, and it still didn't help her. Is it helping you? How much rugs and drinking are you going to do before you finally sober your ass up and go talk to Fruitland Police Department and tell them where Michael is? That link's right up at the top, Brandon. If you come in and you want to talk, I'll let you take over panel. I won't even ask you anything. Heck, I'd even put Mama up there with you. You can talk to her. And if she doesn't want to go up, she can just start asking some questions in the comment section. Matter of fact, she's got a question for you right now. Brad Ziegler, Brandon Shurtliff. Where's the duffel bag, Brandon? Where's the red Marlboro duffel bag? I know you know. Please tell me. Do the right thing. Brandi should not have to be begging you. Every time she says anything to you, she wants to know where her son is. Why are you making her beg? Doesn't that hurt your heart? Knowing how much Brandi is hurting, how bad Tyler is hurting, how bad Buggy is hurting. I've heard Buggy talk about Michael. I know how hurt she is. She looked up to her brother. That was her best friend, Brandon, and you took him. You took him, and you know where he is. What you're doing right now, making her beg for her son, is heartless. Not only does the world hate you, but we see you as a heartless monster. Lou and Bubba want their brother back. Everybody wants they want their family back. You destroyed their family. And thank God that they have so much strength and resilience and can lean on one another, depend on one another when they're in pain, when they need to talk about it. It's absolutely disgusting what you've done, and the way you blame them makes it even more disgusting. Brandi is saying, hey, let's have a talk. You have Brandi's number. You've been given it many times, and you even know how to contact her on Facebook to get it again if you don't have it. Call and talk to Brandi. Call and talk to law enforcement. We know that you're having a difficult time since the preliminary hearing and so much information's been coming out about you. We know you want to talk. Do the right damn thing. Brandon says Brandon S. is getting rest. Oh, no, this is Nice Marie says Brandon S. is getting restless. He knows it's a matter of time. Tick, tick, tick. Brandon says he been that way his whole life. You've been restless your whole life, huh? Well, that explains a lot. I mean, well, a little. Just because you're restless doesn't mean you turn into a murderer or go abduct a 5-year-old little boy. Brandi says, stop being silly, talking about yourself in third person, fourth person. Are you okay? Have you slept? I bet you can't, can you? Do you hear Michael? Do you see his face? Did he headbutt you? He was really good at that. Are you sleeping, Brandon? Do you hear Michael Vaughn's screams? Isn't that why you guys had to quiet him down and use the duct tape? Because he was screaming for his mama? Does that haunt you? How could you stand there and listen to Adrian and Sarah tell Michael to shut up? Said you're being heartless. and you wonder why the world hates you? Brandi says, Brandon Shurtliff, where's the filed paperwork? I'm waiting. You're a liar. Should probably contact me, or your lawyer should probably contact me, right? Oh, lawyer. Oops, because she misspelled the word. Then Brandi says, Brad Ziegler, you should definitely have a conversation with me. I won't shake your hand, but I will have a conversation, a civil conversation. Bring your lawyer, please. Tea, coffee, what's your choice? My treat. Go sit down with her, have a cup of coffee. Have a cup of tea. Brandi, don't you dare go by yourself. Just saying. Do the right thing. She says here that she will have a legit conversation with you. She'll even be civil with you. And I don't even know how she could even say that to you. She is a far bigger, better person than I could ever be. She is strong and she's never going to give up, that's for sure. Brandon says, if need be, I don't think Mr. B Shirts is targeting you for your information. And then Brandi says, I believe you are targeting me. You're afraid of your freedom. Just give me back my son. That's all I've asked. And I don't know what else she says here because I did not click the read more out of all of the messages. It wasn't very much more there. And I know she asked, where's Michael? This was directed straight to me because Brandon says, guess what? You lied. I told him, no, I didn't. I told you all I wanted was the truth. So who really lied, Brandon? You did. Brandon, you lied to me. We spoke for hours and hours and hours and hours, and I actually got to the point where I was believing everything you said. I thought you were starting to come to tell the truth, and you wouldn't tell me the truth. And I knew you didn't tell me the truth because I had spoke to you the day before you came up on my panel, and we went over all the questions that I was going to ask you. And when I got you up on panel and asked you those same exact questions, you changed your answers. And some of those questions you wouldn't even answer. And when you're not wanting to answer a question and you're deflecting from that question, when a simple answer is no, I didn't see anything. You could have just said no, but you couldn't even answer the question if you went and stayed the night over in Cuna that night that Michael Vaughn was abducted. So that only tells me, since you can't say no and that you got to think about it, I really got to think about that, that the answer to that question was yes, and then I was told yes by your friends and your girlfriend. So who lied to who? And let me see here. Brandi says, Tina Mariel, my offer still stands with you. I would love to sit down and have coffee or tea. You can bring your lawyer as well. All I can think is the guy on Seinfeld that always talked about himself in the third person. Oh, goodness. Thank you for coming in, Dawn. Linda's also here. Nice, Marie. Remember, Brandon, where's that fishing pole? Did you go fishing for a reason? Lake, Maybe we get the water searches out to particular lakes, camps. Give Michael back. Brandon says here, did I just see something in chat? His mom was covering his ass. He wasn't allowed in the home when she was away. Must have been a good reason. Psycho, thank you for coming in. Would do anything to have their baby back. She sure would. They would. They really would. Here, Brandon says, what street you live on? Talking to me. Wanting to know my address. And it's not the first time he asks. Very disturbing. But I'm not scared. I said, you know my name. Look me up. It'll pop right up. Are you making threats to me now, Brandon? Is that what you're doing? Why do you want my address? And then I asked him, did you leave? And Brandi says, you should definitely send this to your attorney right away. I urge you to. Brandon, seriously. All of this stuff can be sent to your attorney. Just let me know who he is, or if I get any lawsuit paperwork, I'll be sure, because I'll have all this. And I have already made sure that Fruitland police are aware of the fact that I'm now being threatened, just at FYI. The whole asking for my address, really? Lawyers can look that kind of stuff up and drop of a hat. Brandon says, you said you were here to help Brandon. And I did tell you, Brandon, that I would help you. And I will help you. Help you do the right thing. I can help you with that. There is so much I can tell you from the hearing. Call me and we can chat. Brandon, I did try to help you. I tried to get you to do the right thing. I tried to get you to talk and tell the truth about what happened to Michael. You deflected a few times. You said a lot of things. I really believe you know where Michael is. And I think it's time for you to do the right thing. And I'll help you do that if you want help with that. Brandi says, Brandon, I have been trying to help you for years. I have begged you. I told you this was going to happen. You knew it was coming. Your time has come, Brandon. Give me back my son. Kelly over here says, see if Brandon's attorney think it's funny like Stacy's lawyer did. You see how that worked out for Stacy? It's not going well for Stacy, that's for sure. Hold on 1 second. I need to move. My girl says, B Mama, don't you ever apologize. Being distracted. I am so happy it made it there and you guys loved it. Aw. She got her gift. My husband's phone ringing, guys. Sorry about that. Would you go take that in the room, baby? Thank you. Miss Rizzo, curious, does anyone know what type of plea deal would be offered if one of the four gave up where Michael was? The only plea deal that will ever be accepted, in my opinion, from what I know, is where Michael is. That's it. That's all. That's what the Vaughn family wants. It's the only thing going to save any of them. Brandon won't last in prison, Superfly says. They will. I'm sorry, I can't even read that in my chat. Sorry. I have to delete that comment. We can't talk about that in chat. Nick Sporin is talking, saying hi to people. No, Michael, no deal. Maybe no death penalty, 100%. Maybe no death penalty, right? And I've even heard years knocked off, spending the rest of your life in prison. Brandon says, how about I start accusing you and say you did this? Beverly says, I believe you are Michael Vaughn's abductor and killer. And Brandon says, well, I'm not. Well, maybe you didn't abduct him. Maybe you didn't kill him. Who did? What did you see? Go talk to law enforcement. Brandi says, you took Michael to your mother's house. Are you really that delulu? You know there's no insanity plea in Idaho, right? You do know that, right, Brandon? You ain't gonna get an insanity deal. They'll arrest you. They'll put you in prison. They'll go put you somewhere where you can mentally get fixed, get you on all of your medicine, and then put you right back in prison. Fine. When the counselors say it's okay, just like they did Sarah Wandra. Yeah, and that little clip that I played earlier, she did go to a mental facility, get her medicines regulated, and then went right back to prison. No insanity deal. And the more you try to say you're insane, the more they'll send you over to the loony bin. And maybe you'd stay there for quite a while until they fixed you. Who knows? It's not going to get you out of prison, though. Ask the Daybells, Brandon. You see here. Just keeping an eye on chat, you guys. Sarah and Stacy have talked themselves into a hole, deep in trouble. Brandon, you have the opportunity to make a good deal. Tell where Michael is, please. Brandon, we all know that you are watching in chat, laugh out loud. TikTok, your time is almost up. Brandon says here, well, why don't we ask the parents? Were they where they were that day? At what time? And where their son was at that time? And I can't believe he even does this, starts blaming the parents when he knows the truth, making them suffer even more. And I told him, that's stooping really low, Brandon. When you know the truth, they didn't do anything. Stop listening to certain people. Just stop listening to people that are putting that crap in your ear, even when they know the truth. Brandi says to him, every single law enforcement that has worked on Michael's case, including the FBI, and have fully investigated our timelines, our family, our lives, everything under the sun. We've never been named suspects. You're number one right now. And I just heard the other night, Brandi was saying in chat that they looked at the family, the Vaughn family, for a year, even though that they had already gone over to the Wanderers' house and talked to them and everybody that lived in the house just 6 days after Michael's abduction. Brandon says, I've always been number 4. Don't worry. We all love the Vaughns here in Idaho, ma'am. And he starts, being really nice to Brandi. Just being strange. First he attacks, then he tries being nice. Brandon says, I just wanted to personally ask you a few questions myself, young lady. I just don't want no family beef between us going down is all. It's like he caught some feelings for a moment. Or he's pretending to have feelings. He doesn't want beef, yet he's in the Facebook making threats. He's threatening to sue and all the stuff, and now he gets all, I don't even know what to call it. Now, if you can promise that I can promise on the holy book, the B kid had nothing to do with taking of your son, madam. He's being a wise ass, right, Melissa? Thank you for coming in, hun. I said, Brandon, I see you really need to talk to someone. Please just call me. I don't care if you want to get pissy with me. Brandon says, perfectly. Would you like to meet me for tea tomorrow around 2 p.m.? Brandon, explain to me why Michael's scent was at your mama's house. Why did cadaver dogs hit at your mama's house, Brandon? You get no promises, you get no respect. Brandon, you are lucky you are getting the cordial calmness that you are. Show me good faith. Where did you put Michael? Again, asking you over and over, Brandon, where her son is, and she wants those answers, and she's not going to stop. Brandon S. never gave anyone permission to make a video clip with his name in it. Newsflash, Brandon. I can do everything I'm doing because all of your posts have been put on social media, which makes it legal for me to use it because it's not considered private because social media is social media. It's around the world. Everyone, even if you're using Messenger and Instagram or Messenger and Facebook or Messenger and TikTok, your messages are no longer private. They're no longer yours. They're out for the universe. It's out on the internet. I know my rights. I know my rights as a YouTube creator. Trust me. I had to look into all of this stuff when I had to go hard on a few girls picking on me in the Kyron Horman case. Okay? I've watched my back. I can say anything about you that I want to, and I can read anything that you have put there. And by the way, Brandon, thank you very much for tonight's content. Good job. All you did was give me content by making all these comments in my comment section. That shit's hilarious that you think that I cannot put any of this up. You are a suspect. Haven't you watched any other cases on Facebook before? Brandi says it better than I did. Brandon, you spoke on a public platform, silly youth. You are a named suspect in an abduction and murder of Michael Joseph Vaughn. You will be found guilty. The evidence and the truth speaks so loudly. Rhonda, thank you for coming in. We got Micro here. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. You care about your name on a video clip, but you don't care about the life of a 5-year-old innocent boy. Brandi says, I'm so ashamed of that language right there. I was tired. You don't even have to apologize. Talk to anybody the way you want. Talk, Brandon, and tell Brandi and Tyler where Michael is at. Alicia Hot Wheels is a new member. Thank you so much for coming in and becoming a member. Let's take a little dance. Thank you so much for becoming a whisperer. I really do appreciate that, Alicia. Dawn, yes, I see friends and relatives being charged. Accessories after the fact. Sarah and Brandon's moms for sure. I see that too. You don't ever have a reason to feel ashamed about anything, Brandi, and I totally agree there. Most men like that despise their mothers. Do you despise your mother, Brandon? His last mugshot photo speaks volumes about who Brandon really is inside. You can see the malice, psychopath, in my opinion. I like using that picture because he doesn't like that. I like seeing him in orange, actually, but he looks so damn disturbed and pissed. His eyes look a little bit crazed. Deedles is here. Stand proud, Brandi. You are the true definition of a loving mother. Do we know for sure if he's staying at his mom's house? Maybe she kicked him out and that's why he's raging. Or maybe he had to leave his mom's house because he's having too damn nightmares because he knows what happened to Michael Vaughn in his mom's house. But I have heard that he's at his mom's. I also heard that he recently went to North Idaho. But I believe he is at his mom's house. I heard he was door dashing, but now he's saying he can't find a job, so I don't know. Just going to move through some more of these. Brad says, you want your family to receive death threats over something you were not involved in? Oh, honey, you are involved, and you know it. You know it, and that's why you're mad, because you know you're about to be arrested. You know you're going down. Matter of fact, I believe that you'll be handcuffed and arrested before Sarah Wandra. Woodchipper says, oh, really? Well, I've never used them again. She's talking about DoorDash. If a named suspect of an abduction and murder is employed by fools. Key word, fool. Person of interest. On the intergalactic web, aka Internet of Creation and Design. Okay, Brandon, you sound like you're losing your shit a little bit. Nice to see you, Rhonda. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being a part of Monkey's Army. Thank you all for being a part of Monkey's Army. Intergalactic web. Come on. Speak in English. Woodchipper here also says, here I help you, Brandon Shurtliff, a.k.a. Brad Ziegler. Call or go to Fruitland Police Department and tell them honest truth. Brandon says, okay, as soon as they return my stolen property, trust me, I've called them many times. It's a busy office. Number one, in the county or country. No, wait. It's a busy office, number one in the county, busy as a bee, working on hours and hours of paperwork. Well, if you know you're busy, they're busy, then why are you bitching about not getting your stuff back? If they have even taken your stuff, if this isn't just you making up something to, be a victim again? Poor Brandon. Trust me, you're not getting any sympathy from anybody here. We know your mama and your grandma and your family members give it to you, but you ain't getting that here. You're not. Brandon says, I think this. I think that. Guess what? Freedom of speech here in America, pal. What amendment is that again? Did you graduate high school, lady? Or you just pre-K? I don't know who the hell he's talking about. Could be responding to Wood Chipper here. You want your family to receive death threats over something you were not involved in? Brandi says, every single law enforcement has worked on Michael's case, including... Okay, we read this. I was wondering if I was going to have a couple that may... I just wanted to personally ask you a few questions myself, young lady. Okay, read these already. Sorry about this, folks. There was so many. It was so hard to go through everything and grab the screenshots. I said, Brandon, I see you really need to talk to somebody. Please just call me. Perfectly. Would you meet me at 2 o'clock? We read this one. Brandon explained to me why Michael Sent was at your mama's house. You get no promises. You get no respect. Brandon, you are lucky you are getting the cordial calmness that you are. Show me good faith where you put Michael. And I did read that before. I heard from a birdie that his grandma is pure evil, even worse than Tina. Ugh, that is saying a lot. Yeah, I heard she was pretty pissed off and mean when law enforcement went up to her green cemetery to try to find Michael. I mean, what information did law enforcement have that got them the warrant? I mean, you would have to prove probable cause to get a warrant to go dig at the green cemetery. What the frig? 20,000 pages of evidence. Don't forget that, Brandon. There was a reason why they went up there. And since there's so much acres or whatever up there, they could only do so much. It's time for you to tell police where Michael is. Talk to Brandi. Go out for tea, for coffee. Talk to her messenger. Call her on the phone. If you're afraid to talk to any of them, you can call and talk to me. I'll send messages to Brandi. Whatever you want to do, reach out to people that actually want to help you do the right thing instead of people mumbling in your ear telling you all of the other stupid crap that you have convinced yourself that you can do. Because you're not going to be able to come after us and sue all of us without talking about Michael. And if you don't want to talk about Michael, don't sue us. We are welcoming the lawsuits. We want you to talk about Monkey. And then here's Brad again coming at me. What's your address, Samantha? You want the whole world to know? I can care less. A certain creator already gave my address to Stacy Wandra. I'm sure you can get my address from her. And if you want to blast me, if you want to dox me, go right ahead. I have nothing to hide from anybody. Look me up. Find out anything you want to find out. The only thing you're going to find out is when I was young, starting to drive at 12 years old, I got pulled over for not having a driver's license many, many times. Yep, that's all you're going to find. Driving without a license. Because I wasn't old enough to have a driver's license. Oh. Tell the whole wide world anything you want about me. You ain't gonna find nothing. Then Brandon says, if need be, I don't think Mr. B Shirts is targeting you, FYI. I believe you are targeting me because you're afraid of your freedom. Just give me back my son. That's all I've asked. That's all I've ever wanted. Let the law and the world and God decide your fate. And this is one of the messages that I didn't read more earlier. Hold on one second, guys. I got to ask my husband a question. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let's see. The only reason this monster isn't sitting in a jail cell waiting for his murder trial is a little thing called right to a speedy trial, especially when the prosecution is going for the DP. Absolutely, 100%, Rowan. You are correct. You are absolutely correct. Let me just see. Brandi says, I appreciate all your thoughts, all your opinions, and value each and every single one of you, especially y'all don't judge me for my sense of humor. Because we love you, girlfriend. We love you. You can't get rid of us. Nope, nope, no. She called me sissy on the phone the other day. It tickled me pink. Oh, and I know her other sissies, so I really loved that because they're wonderful women. Miss Callie, Lynn, Katie. I love all you guys so much. And then I got to meet Tyler Sissy at the preliminary hearing, and Chrissy is amazing. Thank you, Sixth Sense Melia, for coming in. Just looking through chat for anything else here. Thank you, honey. Brandy says, that's okay, Sammy. I was commenting on everything I possibly could find. He loves to talk to everybody else in the world, run his mouth nonstop, but he doesn't like talking to me. I'm sorry. I hope someday that he stops being a coward and just decides to talk to you, hun. I know that that would mean a lot to you. Even though Stacey Wander treated you like shit, I know that you needed to get that all out and say what you needed to say. And, you know, you would love to talk to Sarah. You would love to talk to Adrian. You'd love to talk to Brandon. I have the hiccups, guys. Excuse me. I'm about to chug some water real quick. Brandon says here, oh, I gotta move forward here. Brad said, it is solely the parents' responsibility to look after their offspring, not the innocent bystanders, civilians. Brandon, you stoop so low. You stoop so low. All parents take on the responsibility of looking after their children. No bystanders or civilians watched Michael, took care of him, or anything. Michael wandered away by himself to go find friends to play with. Did you, Sarah, Adrian, and Stacy try to be Michael's friend? because it seems like he was terrified from the get-go. And what do you know about the tricycle, by the way? Did you or Adrian throw it down the bluff and get rid of it? Did detectives talk to you about the tricycle? Stooping so low to talk about the parents and their parenting, it really makes you look like a psychopath. Brandi says, it is a human's responsibility not to be a piece of trash and steal someone's child, dumb shit. Brandon, nothing you can say bothers me ever again because everything I feared that would ever happen, happened, and you are the reason why my baby is an angel. Brandon, nothing you can say bothers Brandi. Nothing will ever bother her again because everything she feared that would ever happen happened. And you're the reason my baby is an angel, she says. You are the reason, Brandon. You and the three of your friends. Are they still your friends? Are you passing messages between, your little friend? What have you and Stacy been trying to put together lately? What, you thought I didn't know about that? Yeah, I know about that. I know everything. I just don't know where Michael is. That's the one thing you know that you need to tell law enforcement. A mother's worst nightmare is losing their child before they get a chance to leave. I know many, many, many parents that have lost their children, not in this way, but have lost their children. And it's not easy for them to even lose their child before they have a chance to go, because we're not supposed to outlive our children. But to lose a child and know they've been abducted and then hear all the details about what happened to him in that house, to live with that, to come to terms with that, and then have to stare down one of the four suspects in court, she really does not get scared by you. We're not scared of you, Brandon. All your threats, all of the things that you're trying to do to intimidate Brandi and everybody else is laughable. We know who you really are. So he is victim blaming? What the F? Is he the worst? Or he is the worst? Yes. He is definitely the worst. Brandon says, now, if you can promise that I can... Oh, the holy book thing again. Sorry, you guys. These messages were already there. I'm sorry. I had so many of these to put together. And, of course, this one's there for the third time. Okay, and there he is, blaming the parents again, stooping very low as Brandi Vaughn is doing nothing but begging for her son. Okay, these are all Brandon Shurtliff, no rumors have been spread about you. Your own words have been used. Your own voice. All you, buddy. More, he can't get a job. And then he addresses me there. Hold on a second. I gotta back up now. I just can't believe you're playing victim, Brandon. Like, this is a new low for you. Typo. Why did you continue to tell lies? What's your address, Sam? I have a present for you. And I told him, I told you already, just look up my name on Google, you'll find me. And I love presents, especially ones that will make you have to talk about Michael. Like if he's just telling me he's got presents because he needs to serve me paperwork, his attorney will be able to contact me. I'm not even worried about it at all. I won't stop talking about you, Brandon. Matter of fact, if I get served papers tomorrow, guess what? I'm still going to talk about you. If they serve me papers for cease and desist, I will break the law and still talk about you. How about that? I will break the law just to keep talking about you. Serve me papers. You will not shut me up. I don't even care if my channel got taken down. I make another channel and still talk about you. Matter of fact, maybe I'll just stop talking about everybody else and just focus on you. Why are you worried about what I'm saying? Why? Because I'm the only creator out? You think I'm the only creator out here talking? Because I'm not. There are a lot of people that cover Michael's case. You just need to stop worrying about me. Go search YouTube. You know how many creators has covered this case since the preliminary hearing that are talking about you, Adrian, Sarah, and Stacy? Go grab all the names. You got a big lawsuit, buddy. That's a lot of people. And you have to pay money to everybody that you're gonna serve, by the way. You got money? Thought you didn't have a job. Are you gonna have to ask your mom for money to serve me papers? And then he went over and he commented again on the where is Michael. So if you see Brandon Shurtliff, anybody that's in Fruitland or the surrounding areas, and you see Brandon, ask him where Michael is. Take a picture of him. Send it to me. It's legal. You guys can do it. Don't put yourself in harm's way, because right now he is acting a little erratic. But ask Samantha with False News Media. Honey, I have receipts. I always come with receipts. You can come at me for anything you want, and I guarantee I can show you proof of what I've said. 100%. 100%. I learned a long time ago to have receipts, especially being a YouTube creator. Oh my gosh, there's thousands of geese flying over right now. It's deafening. This is so cool. Oh, I love geese. The sun was out today and it was so friggin' gorgeous outside, Brandi. It finally made it here. Brandi's had like over 80 degrees the last few days. I was really jealous and told her, like, send some sunshine my way. And it finally came today. We've been dealing with nothing but pissing rain. And I love me some birds. Anyone who has hindered the investigation will be prosecuted. Shannon is here because somebody is saying hello to her. Thank you, beautiful, for coming. What the hell? He really put that How disrespectful and disgusting. He really did. He put out a lot of stuff. You should go check out the comments from that last night's live. The last time he came into the comment section, I went and told everybody to come over and talk to him, but I wanted to give Brandi a chance to say the things that she wanted to say. I didn't want to say too much to him. I also did find this today, searching through all the videos and stuff that I have of Brandon. Yes, it was this one. I'm going to put this up because you guys know how I've told you we've read in the probable cause affidavit. Sarah's probable cause affidavit says that Sarah told law enforcement that they drove down 9th and she saw Brandi crying. And it was her and Brandon. They go to the store, they get some drinks, and they come back into the neighborhood. You know, Brandon can claim that he's working with search and rescue to find a child. No, they weren't. Because he even says on this that after he goes to the store, oh my gosh, you guys have to hear this.
He went missing right that day earlier, right before we came in with the car we were towing. And then right as soon as that happened, I went out and tried to look for the kid with Sarah. We got in her.
His name is Michael Vaughn, by the way, Brandon, not the kid.
A little Toyota car and drove to the gas station and drove around after we got out of the pickup, and then tried to look in the field to see if he went down by the river or if he could be out just wandering lost. And, you know, that's what hit my mind first. And then from there, it was me and Sarah. We went to the gas station, got some milk, and then did this and that.
First, he says they went to the gas station, they got some stuff, they drove around looking for Michael, and then he says again, we went to the gas station, we grabbed some milk. Listen to the gulp in his throat after he says that they did this and that after they got the milk, and then he gulps and says then they went home. He gulps because he knows when they went to the gas station and came back, they drove by the Vaughn house. Listen to the gulp.
And then from there, it was me and Sarah. We went to the gas station, got some milk, and then did this and that and came back. And then right when we got back, Carson
had to clear his throat. And you could see the great big gulp, his Adam's apple, as he said that. He knows what he did. Him and Sarah drove by the Vaughn's house. Who does that? And then sees Brandi crying. Like, and then you want to blame the Vaughn family. You want to talk about their parenting. At least their parents, and good parents at that. I witnessed it firsthand. What kind of parent are you, Brandon? Talking about parenting. You are a suspect in the abduction and murder of Michael Joseph Vaughn. You know where Michael is. Where's Michael, Brandon?
had his pickup next door with a light bar on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, hey, we need to start this up and kind of go look in the neighborhood and the farmer field and the river. We got to go find this missing person report that just came out, you know?
And Brandon said that they had to go get some milk at the convenience store. Did you see anybody coming back with milk?
No, they were on foot. They couldn't even exit the parking, the driveway. There was no car. I mean, they couldn't get the car out. Sarah and Brendan went out together.
And here you have Stacy Wander saying that Brandon and Sarah went out on foot. But Sarah and Brandon are both saying that they were driving. 2 against 1. This is kind of like an old video I had of Brandon versus Stacy. And we know they're all lying.
Were they walking?
They were on foot, correct. From what I understood, yes. I wasn't a witness to them leaving in a vehicle, because I had the driveway blocked off with the truck in Brandon's car, so they couldn't really leave the driveway. The truck was taking up the lengthwise of the full size of the driveway, because I had the truck and then I also had Brandon's car behind. So I was working on getting that all undone. So they didn't have access to taking a vehicle to go get it. to go look for him. So they went out on foot.
Tell you?
I think that they said that the cadaver dogs, they brought dogs over there and it alerted, like on a scent trail or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there was rumors that there was a little tricycle bike over there and a little shirt or something like that.
But why would people spread rumors? Are you thinking they were just trying to pin it on them?
Possibly. Yeah, I think that they were, I don't know.
He mentioned something about a scooter.
No, there was no scooter around our house.
I think Carson mentioned children's clothes and a tricycle. Did you have a tricycle?
No.
Where was the tricycle at?
On top, well, turn the camera around. It was sitting on the.
I mean, there is Stacy Wandra. He said he doesn't know anything about a tricycle, and that here he is talking about a tricycle. The tricycle that was at the Wandra's house that right after Michael was abducted, all of a sudden ends up in the on the bluff in some bushes.
The boxes right up there.
Okay.
They rearranged all the boxes, so it was literally closer to the trailer on the right side.
No, there was no tricycle around our house.
Any theory on what happened to Michael?
No. I guess a theory, like hypothetically speaking.
He needs to say hypothetically speaking because he wants to make sure that nothing will be used against him. Brandon said light bar to look. What time did it get dark? Wasn't Brandon looking, casing for Michael before he was reported missing? Yes, earlier that day, but when they came back with the tow from Cuna with Brandon Shurtliff's car, this was their alibi that they had created. They asked Carson Starkey, the next door neighbor, to use his truck because it had a giant light bar on it. And we actually heard Carson say that Stacy. So Brandon says that he was asked, or that he asked Carson to use his truck with the light bars. But Carson Starkey testified in court during Stacy's preliminary hearing that Stacy asked him to take the vehicle with the light bars and stuff to go look for Michael Vaughn. The only thing that bothered me at the preliminary hearing about that was he never said whether or not he did take his truck out or not. I had to start asking people if they knew. And it was well after dark. They didn't even come back into the neighborhood on CCTV camera till after 11 o'clock. Brandon, you changed your story. Michael was screaming. We got to be mindful because Brandi is here. And I know I say a lot of things that are really triggering, but I try not to have it in chat. I really do. TikTok, Brando. Everything they have said over and over and over again. You might want to check out some of my other lives that I've done. During that time, and as even now, I don't get dark till 8 p.m. or slightly later. Yeah, and in the summertime, I've looked this up before. It was close to 10 o'clock before it got dark that night.
Is that what you're asking?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Don't forget, Stacy Wandra's being asked here what his theory is about Michael Vaughn's abduction. And he's, let's move back just a little bit.
No, there was no tricycle around our house.
Any theory on what happened to Michael?
No. I guess a theory, like hypothetically speaking, is that what you're asking? I don't know. I think it's possible that Brandon or Adrian or Sarah could have had something to do with it.
I mean, here he is on YouTube before the confession footage even comes out, as he has denied not having anything to do with anything. Here is Stacey Wanderer saying that Brandon, Sarah, Adrian could have something to do with it in his hypothetical theory. And he says hypothetical. He knows he's already told law enforcement that Brandon, Adrian, and Sarah took Michael. Actually, he says both, because at another time he says it was just Sarah and Adrian.
Is like I said, as much as they're deceitful and dishonest and liars, I think it's possible. But I don't. Again, I don't want to speak on something that I don't know an honest truth about.
Oh no, it's just theory.
Yeah,
He'd already talked to law enforcement.
Anything's possible. I mean, it's anything's possible. But what would Brandon have to lie about? Probably everything. I think that he's trying to perhaps make a cover up for his fuck up, and I think he's just being deceitful about everything. I think he's trying to. I think he knows that he's probably maybe guilty.
Do you know that you're probably maybe guilty, Brandon? Are you trying to run and hide from anything?
But I don't know.
Yeah, and I want answers too. You know, I don't think Adrian did it, and I don't think Sarah did it. But Stacey, I know that sometimes he's lied to me and he's lied to others, and he says he'll do something and then he really don't do it. And I got after him about that, and I was trying to teach him that you're not supposed to do that in life, and then he'll get sometimes mad at me, you know.
So there you have Stacey saying Brandon did it, and Brandon saying Stacey could have done it. They're both flipping on each other. What's the truth, Brandon? Who took Michael? Who took him? Who actually murdered him? Who actually took him? Like, what's your side of the story of the truth? I don't want to hear you didn't do it. I don't want to hear that you don't know where Michael Vaughn is. I don't want to hear that the Vaughn family did this, or that the Vaughn parents are bad parents. I want to hear the real truth about what happened in that house the night that Michael Vaughn ends up in the Wanderer's house with all four of you suspects on July 27th, 2021. Can you do that, Brandon? Can you be the one to go and talk to Fruitland Police with your attorney and actually tell the truth about what happened? Is your story different than Stacey Wandra's? Did Sarah really come into the house with Michael? Or did Stacey come into the house with Michael? Or did Adrian? Or did you? What is the truth? Because that's all we want. Maybe Stacey Wanderer is telling the truth, and that's why you're freaking out, because now he's going to trial. Could that be what's going on here? Like, help us figure it out without playing victim, please. This family deserves so much better than what you're giving them. Like, blaming them, accusing them of doing this to their son when you know what happened to Michael is like the most disturbing thing I think I've ever seen ever. I don't even think Stacey Wandra's done that. Has Stacey Wanderer ever done that? Can any of you guys ever remember? I don't ever remember Stacey saying that the Baum family did. Wait, yes, I did. Never mind. I answered my own damn question. Because now his rights have been violated, and I think his attorneys are going to try spinning that. Can't wait till they find out what that prison is called. Wait a second, Shannon, I lost you. Can't wait till they find out why that prison is called the Gladiator Prison. Well, that scared me. The inflection and tone in Stacy's voice changed when he said guilty, because that is the truth and he has a hard time saying it. Yeah, it could be. I don't ever believe anything Stacy says. I don't know what's true and what's not. You, Brandon, should be freaking out. Brandon, I'm telling you, I'd be calling Chris. He can make you in a confession. I don't even know if Chris would be able to talk to him. Rowan, we do have a local person that is donating some new banners with the suspects' images on them as well. I spoke to them last night, got them over the banners they're going to give. That is great news. Let me just check my messages real quick. Hold on just a moment, please. Okay, I can go back to that later. I thought something was coming in important about some stuff. So when we speak with them, I will fill out if someone can send her donations directly to them. Solitary looks like torture. And then I had another clip here that I wanted to play. I can't remember which one it was. Let's just throw
First recollection of like ever meeting Adrian.
One night when Sarah went and did a taxi run, and then she brought him over from wherever she picked him up from on one of her rides, and then she's like, okay, where do you want to go? Where do you want to hang out for the day? And then he's like, well, I don't know if I can because my baby mama's schedule is to that, whatever. And then he ended up like hanging out with us for a couple days, and then I'm pretty sure Sarah and Stacy were like, well, if you want, you could probably hang out over here and help us with our taxi runs or do work.
Here, Brandon is actually saying that Stacy and Sarah told Adrian that he could help with the taxi runs and that's why he ended up staying longer than he was supposed to. Rowan, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving some support and love and help to the Vaughn family. Thank you so much for being a part of Monkey's Army. I know the Vaughn family really appreciates that. Brandi is right now actually saying that is very kind of you and greatly appreciated. And Rowan gets a super. I love Monkey's Army. Sonia, thank you for coming in. Imagine being such a loser and only having loser friends, right? Idaho Sunrise says that they would like to also donate for the banners too. That is amazing. Thank you. Brandi, I don't know what kind of contact information that you would like to give. I know you can reach out to Brandi in Messenger on her Facebook. Yeah, I don't have any other information other than that. I do not share Brandi's information.
Do this, do that, and that would be why he probably ended up staying a little bit longer than he planned, is what I would say. But then everyone started fighting, and then he's just like, that's it, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Everybody in the house started fighting. Everyone started fighting in the house, and Adrian was like, up, gotta go. But here's the big one. Here's the big question to Brandon Shurtliff. And I caught him up because the conversation was going good. And he says that this happened after Michael's abduction. He admits that they argued after Michael's abduction, which makes him guilty. Guilty. Here we go.
Fighting, and then he's just like, that's it, I gotta go.
Yeah. I'm sure there were some pretty heated conversations, you know, after Michael's abduction.
Oh, yeah.
So you're saying...
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there was some pretty heated discussions after Michael Vaughn's abduction. Oh, yeah. Admitting right there in his own leakage that there was a huge argument after Michael's abduction. Why? Why would there be a huge argument, Brandon, right after Michael's abduction? What was the argument about? We know it had to do with Michael, because that's what you just said. You know, law enforcement has everything, right? That I have. Everything that I have on you, they have. Just letting you know that. And thank you so much for the super chat. Let me get to you real quick. Nice Marie. Thank you so much. You've been a wonderful new member to have here on Missing PNW. I appreciate you very much. Justice is coming for Michael. Brandon, give Michael back. Quit playing games. Sarah's going to get the deal. Who's going to be the first to tell where Michael is? Who out of the four? Is it going to be you, Brandon? Is it going to be Sarah? Do you know if Stacy knows where Michael is? I know Adrian Lucian took off not long after Michael Vaughn was abducted. I do know that. I do not believe that Adrian Lucian knows where Michael is, but I do believe you know where Michael is, and I do believe that Sarah might also know. Because you guys were very close with one another. From what I understand, Sarah Wandra was completely, totally head over heels for Brandon Shurtliff. She was head over heels in love with you. You guys took off from that house to spend time together all the time. She's talked about it. She refuses to talk about Stacy the majority of the time and wants to talk about you. Except for when she's screaming pissed off about Stacy Wandra throwing her under the bus and blaming her for everything. I just want to thank you so much for that super chat. Let's do a little dance tonight. Very much for that. Here. Hello, sweetheart, my beautiful daughter, McSporin. Have you been here this whole time, sweetie? Because I haven't seen you here. Chat's been flying by. Should be easy. They have the car and person on video. I think they're going to find who took all of that stuff. I really do. I think they are in lots of trouble. I'm going to play the rest of this out.
Sarah picked him up from somewhere and brought him back. And then when was that? I mean, do you remember? Was it a few days before Michael came up missing? Was
I'm
it?
pretty sure it was like a week, or probably like a week before, a week or two before, maybe 3 weeks. It was before that happened for sure. Yeah, maybe even a month.
Yeah, How come these suspects don't want to tell anybody how long Adrian Lucien was at the house? That's one thing that bothers me. It's a week, it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, a couple of months. Then we hear from some guy that says it was in the spring of 2021. When did Adrian Lucien come to the Wanderers house, and why don't you guys want to talk about it? What did Adrian do when he got there? Were you guys already doing nefarious things with these fake profiles? Maybe even a ladies of the night ring already? Using the taxi service? I mean, I'm just kind of theorizing here a little bit, but what were you guys doing? And Brandon, please make me understand. Stacy says that you guys pull over to the side of the road because Michael is making noises in the duffel bag when you guys pull over to the side of the road on 8th and Arizona. And then you say you guys went to the gas station, but you're acting really weird about it. If Michael was making noises in the bed of the truck, why would you pull into a parking lot where people are pumping gas right next to you where you're pumping gas, possibly seeing the duffel bag move or hearing Michael? It does not sound like the truth. And I'm not privy to the information that law enforcement has. So I don't know if they have you on camera at that gas station, but really, I mean, you guys have done some really stupid shit. Like no doubt about it. Some really, really stupid shit. Did you guys really go to that gas station? Because I don't think you did. I really don't think that you did. And when you talk about it, you don't talk about it with confidence. You talk about it like it's a lie. You start stuttering. It's like you're forgetting what you're supposed to be saying. Are you trying to verify your story with yourself? Are you trying to remember what you guys came up with to tell law enforcement? Are you just not expecting Stacy Wandra to talk about the fact that he asked you to get out of the truck and check on Michael? We know you got out of the truck and went to the back of the truck. You even said that you did. And then you turned around and also said that you and Stacy got out of the truck. And then I just heard in another timeline that Sarah also got out of the truck with you. So what actually happened? Like, I really believe that you have some answers that you could give law enforcement. I just have some questions. I really do. I have some questions. I think you can answer them if you would just tell the truth. But as psychotic that you have been acting in just this psychopath way, this really strange and unusual, very disturbing way you've been talking the last few days, I do not know what is up with you. I really think Brandi's onto something when she's asking you, like, are you okay? Are you okay, Brandon? Are you getting any sleep? How many days have you been up? How many days have you been up on your rugs? Just curious. And if you're not doing rugs, like, is this just pure adrenaline from stress? Are your eyes red and swollen? Have you been crying at all? Because we're hearing you're really, really, really depressed. And it's only been like this last 3 or 4 weeks, which is right around the time that Stacy Wander had his preliminary hearing, around the time that a lot of information started to come out on you. So what's going on? If you want to come in to chat or comments after this, by all means, pick a question, any question. Start talking about it. I always pronounce it Nisi Marie. Don't ask why, but that's how my brain hears it, reads it. You know what I mean. Hell, I could be even saying it wrong. Who knows? I'm not good with reading names. They're actually the hardest thing to read. Chuck Anderson's granddaughter. I love having you here, hun. Oh my gosh, you guys have said so much, man. And then, let's see. Outdoorsy life, I absolutely agree to that. I wonder if she's so scared because she knows where Michael is or she doesn't know where Michael is and Brandon did it without her knowing with Adrian. Never even thought about that. It's just always been my understanding that Adrian Lucien left long before Michael was moved, and now you just made my mind race. It'll be racing about that all night long. It makes sense. Mysteries Guy Crime Talk, thank you so much for the super sticker. That's so generous of you. Thank you so much. Gotta dance. It's Saturday night. Let's dance again. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming in. I don't know if I've seen you here before, Mystery Sky. Thank you so much. Crime Talk, huh? Maybe I'll have to go over and check you out. Brandon, you are a joke. Grant, game over. DP's coming. Had this tickle in my throat for a week. Oh, and it's not Nice Marie, it's Niecy. Well, I like you as Nice Marie now, so no, I'm joking. Niecy, gotcha. Okay, let me see. Brandon, the link's at the top. Brandy says, if you have nothing to hide, what are you scared of? I've been out here for the past 4.5 years. Do you know Michael will be 10 on the 24th of June? Do you know that Michael's going to be 10 this year, Brandon? You know, June 24th, your birthday. I hope on your birthday that you remember that Michael Vaughn cannot celebrate any more of his birthdays with his family, that his family does not get to celebrate any of his birthdays because of you. Because of you and the 3 monsters that you lived with. The link is up at the top, Brendan, if you want to come in. Talk to me. I'll bring Brandy up if she wants to come. Panel is here. I'll even put the link up the next few lives in case you're asleep because you've been up for days and days and days. Mama B says, Tabitha, it's always a pleasure to see you here. Thank you, Mama. My sweet girl. I could not have made it to Fruitland without her and her husband. They support me in all of this. Them and my husband are my biggest supporters, and Miss Brandy and Tyler and all of you. I'm not trying to get myself on a back here. I'm really not trying to give myself a pat on the back. I'm just saying, like, in my life, in my personal life, Tabitha, my son-in-law, and my husband are my biggest supporters. If it wouldn't have been for my husband telling me, you just need to go live, babe. You got a lot to say. You just need to do a channel and start going live. And I started with videos for a long time before ever doing a live. Brandy says, Brandon, I will look up how many days it's been. I asked you and Adrian for Buggy. Where is Michael? Shannon, are you not feeling good or something, hun? Long day for you. Yeah, it's been a long day for me, but at least I got to enjoy some sun and go eat some lunch, go do some thrifting. Forget Me Not is here. Thank you so much for coming in. I love that flower, by the way. Just do not plant forget me nots if you don't want them to spread everywhere, because they take off like wildflower, but they are so, so pretty. Brad Ziegler, aka Brandon Shurtliff, you had so much to say and questions you wanted to ask. Come on in. Take the invite. Yep, you said actually in those messages that I threw up that you had questions to ask. Brandon, do you know we have gotten Michael presents for every birthday that he has missed? Christmas as well. Easter, we did the first few years. I didn't even know that. I'm sorry, Mama. I really am. It would be painful to even go out and pick out the presents. So I can't imagine what's going through you and Tyler's minds, or even Buggy and the kids' minds when you're going out doing that. And me and Brandi were just talking the other day about how he's, his birthday's coming up and he would be 10 years old this year. That's just heartbreaking. Adrian was the mastermind. Why did the other three do the abduction and take their guilt to Brandon's mom's house? Well, Anna, actually, it was said at Stacy's preliminary hearing that Adrian helped Sarah abduct Michael, and also said by Stacy Wandra that Brandon was in on that, but mostly pointing fingers at Adrian and Sarah. So he did help with the abduction. And why didn't Adrian go to Cuna? I don't know. Maybe he didn't want anything to do with hurting a child, and he knew that that was happening, and he didn't want nothing to do with it. He didn't want to, how he puts it, because he says he tries to play the race card and says he's the black man, and maybe he didn't want to be the black man in the car and the truck on the way there, that he was worried they were going to get caught. Who knows? Could be a million reasons why he didn't go. But we know Adrian does and was one of the people that wanted to put this all together. Him and Sarah were already creating apps and fake profiles and everything to put young girls out on the street for cash. Tabitha's telling me 1,000,000 times welcome, Mom. We love you. I know you do. And I love all the support, because I really couldn't have done it without you. Mama B says, Sam, you have an amazing family with the same heart as you. Oh, thank you. I love you, girl. I'm so upset that you go. I don't even know how to put that. What do you say to that? That you're buying presents for a child, for Michael, when he isn't here? And I get it, and I understand it. It's just absolutely heartbreaking. I have no words. All I can do is love you, pray for you, and hope that things can get better. Brendan, look at what you have done to this family. All they want is Michael to come home so they can put him to rest, so they have a place to go to talk to Michael, to be with Michael, to pray with Michael. Hell, even cry on his grave if they want to. And you could give them that, yet you're deflecting and placing blame on the parents and playing victim. Give me a break. Summer's Army is saying, Brandon, you will not do good in jail once they find out what you're in for. Game on you will be everyone's toy. Where's Michael? Where is Michael? Come from good stock. I love that. I heard that in the movie that I like to watch with Mel Gibson and his entire family. I think it's called The Patriot. It's one of my favorite movies, and it always makes me cry when the little girl finally starts to talk again. Papa, Papa, I'll say anything if you don't go. Oh my gosh, every single time. My heart, oh, that little girl. It was such a good movie. Oh, goodness. Everybody is here. Thank you guys so much for being here, for supporting Michael Vaughn, for supporting the Vaughn family. Thank you, everybody that told Brandi that you wanted to help and donate to help get banners for Michael Joseph Vaughn, because somebody out there decided they wanted to take Michael's banners down, yard signs down, everything. We're looking.
Police are asking for your help as they investigate a report of stolen and vandalized signs in the case of missing child Michael Vaughn. Police say the incident happened around 1:30 on Monday afternoon on Whitley Court in Fruitland. The department sharing these photos of what they say is the suspect's vehicle, which appears to be a GMC Acadia. The suspect herself is a woman with sandy blonde hair. If you have any information, call police. Michael's mother, Brandi Vaughn, telling Idaho News 6, quote, "These monsters will not intimidate me. Taking these signs will fuel me even more," adding that she will not stop until Michael is found. As we reported, just one man, Stacy Wandra, is charged with murder in the case, but Michael's body was never found. In 2022, police identified 4 suspects, including Wandra's ex-wife, Sarah, in a jailhouse video call played in court earlier this month. Wandra told his mother Sarah was the one who accidentally killed Michael in 2021. Stacey Wandra will stand trial for charges of murder, kidnapping, and destruction of evidence. He is expected back in court April 15th. You can read our complete coverage online on idahonews6.com.
If anybody has any information about those signs, that GMC Acadia, please, please, please call law enforcement, please. Fruitland Police Department. I only have Michael Vaughn's tip line here, but you can look up the Fruitland Police Department. But if anybody has any information about Stacy Wandra, Sarah Wandra, Adrian Lucian, or Brandon Shurtliff, if anybody knows anything about Michael's abduction, his murder, if you saw something, say something. The telephone number is 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. You can let the police decide whether or not your tip is credible. It's so very important to turn in the tips. It really, really is. You could be Monkey's hero, the Vaughn family's hero, and possibly even be responsible for bringing Monkey home. And if you do that, there is a reward over $50,000. So please, please call in a tip, 208-642-6006. Help this family get their baby home. You can also email findmichael@fruitland.org. Stacy Wandra is going to trial. Yes, he is. for the murder and abduction of Michael Vaughn and destruction of evidence. Sarah Wandra is also going to be facing those same charges in October of 2026. Adrian thinks he can run and he can hide. Nope, you cannot. You cannot run and hide. Law enforcement knows exactly where you're at, Adrian. You cannot keep playing the race game. You cannot keep going with this. I have had nothing to do with it. When you are 100% out there putting up messages and everything, talking about sorry, my phone got distracted. Adrian, you are talking about things in your messages on your social media, things that can only possibly mean that you have knowledge of what happened to Michael. And we know that you are the one who met up with Sarah on an app, flew into Idaho to stay with him so that you guys could do a bunch of stuff and make some money, and that it was your idea to sell Michael to make $10,000 a piece. Brandon Shurtliff, you've been talking again. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't know if you're tired, but you're not making sense. You're harassing the Vaughn family, which is just absolutely insane to me. You should not be harassing them. You should not be accusing them. You should not be on Brandi Vaughn's Facebook. The only time you need to get on her Facebook is when you hit that messenger button to message her, telling her that you want to talk to her. For real. And she could be saying different. Maybe she don't care if you're over on her Facebook. I just think it's very strange for a suspect in her son's abduction to be showing up on her Facebook, to even be picking on her in the comment section of my channel. And it is also very strange, Brandon, that you want my address and they stop being weird. Stop talking in third person. You've been making no sense. I do not know what's wrong with you, but maybe, just maybe, because you're so upset about whatever it is going on in your life, your depression issues, I don't know what's going on, but maybe you'll finally get to the point where you realize I need to stop effing around and go talk to Fruitland and tell where Michael Vaughn is, because we know you know. You're talking to detectives about seeing Stacy and Sarah put a duffel bag in a crawl space or a basement. You are verifying your story with Sarah Wandra before you go talk to your detectives. That's what your mom said. You're driving by the the Vaughn's home the night of Michael's abduction. That's just weird. And seeing Brandi cry. We know you have involvement. You have been a named suspect for a long time now. Stop playing the victim. Start making some sense and actually answering the real questions. Like, where is Michael Vaughn? If anybody has any tips, it could be even a small tip, but it could still help put puzzle pieces together in this investigation. Just because Stacy Wandra is going to trial doesn't mean you stop turning in those tips. And we know tips are still coming in. This is still an active investigation. They still want whatever information that anybody has about Michael Vaughn's abduction and murder. He was abducted July 27th of 2021. The tip line phone number is 208-642-6006, or you can email findmichael@fruitland.org. Please, please help Brandi and Tyler find their son. That's all we want. And if anybody has any information about this woman that stole all these banners and signs and yard stakes, call the Fruitland Police Department. Share, share, share. Fruitland Police pictures. You can go over to the Fruitland Police Department's Facebook and find the post and share it on your social media. You can find any of the news stuff that is all over YouTube and in Google, and you can share that to your social media. We want these people, this person, found. They have no right to be taking that stuff down. None. It's disgusting. It's vile. It's, oh my God. It takes time, money, and effort to put all of those up. Brandi and Tyler and the family have walked and put so many miles on their feet putting up flyers. They worked so hard to advocate for Michael. You had no right to take down those signs. No right at all. Justice for you is also coming. Woman driving the GMC Acadia. Ugh. I don't know how anybody could do something like that. Brandon's got little man syndrome. So many people here. Thank you guys all for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. Brandon, methed up. Tabitha, honey, thank you so much for coming in. Nisi, I'm going to order some jasmine flowers to plant. I love the smell of jasmine. Jesus, spiritual flowers. Jasmine smells so good. I'm going to actually have me some tea tonight. McSporn says, it is 3:33 a.m. here in Scotland. The angels are listening. Make a wish, everyone. Thank you for staying up so late tonight, Miss Sporen. Thank you so much. And yes, 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 make a wish, everyone. Let's just all wish right now that one of these suspects will tell where Michael is. Brandy's making her wish. I really do believe when we all come together in prayer and ask for something like Michael to come home, it can happen. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for the super chats, members. It's all about Monkey Vaughn. It's all about the Vaughn family here. And I just really, really appreciate all of the new people coming to Missing PNW. I love seeing new faces. And of course, all my old schools. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.